Hey, happy DGen Day. It's Wednesday, another episode of Go FUD Yourself. JD Gagnon here and my good friend Kiara. What is up?
I think today's your favorite day.
DGen Day?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hump day. I mean,
there we go. Yeah.
I think, right? It is.
Yeah, it is. It is every DGen day. Amazing.
Every DGen Day is hump day. They go hand in hand. DGens like that. Anyways.
Okay.
What are we talking about today?
Well, we got to talk about Binance and how their digital ruble doesn't matter because they're already foregoing sanctions via Binance. So that's great. And then we got to talk about Friend.Tech. Are you on Friend.Tech yet? Did you do it? Did you just connect your wallet to Friend.Tech? So that's exciting. And then unfortunately we have a few different hacks to talk about. So one on Cosmos, something on Optimism, I think, and then we have some good news about Solana and ZetaChain.
Yeah, I don't see the Optimism one.
But
there. Anyways,
we'll get there.
And we also get to talk about the memecoin volatility, which is a lot of fun too. You skipped right over that one.
Well, because you don't like meme coins. I didn't know if you were going to let us do
I know. I still like talking about them. I just don't buy them.
All right.
Anyways, shout out to our friends at Tashi. Keeping me warm in my nicely air-conditioned office. And just a quick reminder, we're a live show Monday to Friday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, on pretty much every venue. Like, share, subscribe, help us get the word out. We don't charge anybody for anything. So this is really just a service to as many people as we can connect with. With that in mind, let's freaking go. Oh, crap.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I thought we were going to go.
Okay. Shh. Let's go. All right, we're back. That song is just so catchy. I just love it.
So good. Can you believe that Binance is in trouble with the Western world again?
Yeah. Who would have? Hey, I was thinking though, in the little video, there's that picture of me smoking a cigar. Maybe on one day a week, we'll do a cigar session during that pod. That'd be funny.
Oh, I'm down for that. That's a great
cigar connoisseurs, and we could do that. Anyways, so Russia, Binance, this is a strange one.
Okay, so basically, Binance is allowing Russians to continue using Binance, even though there's supposed to be a sanction. They're not limiting if people send peer-to-peer transactions within Russia or within sanctioned areas only. So people are able to get money in and out. I don't think this is as serious as the title makes it because it's mostly peer-to-peer. I mean, like, I can't guarantee that there's no institutional activity, but all of the reports say that it's peer-to-peer. Not ideal, maybe, but also maybe they didn't need to do a CBDC after all. They could just use Binance.
Yeah, I suspect this will eventually get squashed, especially now that it's out and public. I think it was probably flying under the radar for a while. But again, I don't know what else to say other than Binance. Their strategy is puzzling. I'm not sure I understand. They're pulling out of so many, westernized jurisdictions and large financial jurisdictions because they're not willing to abide by whatever minimal compliance is required currently. And at the same time, they're going and poking the bear, the US bear, so to speak, who the sanctions were put on by. I don't know. I don't know what the strategy is. I mean,
they're going to be the BRICS bank. They're going to be BRICS-nance.
BRICS-nance, yeah, maybe.
BRICS-nance.
We'll have to see. I think there's this would be interesting to see what types of information regulators and stuff can get on this in particular, because I suspect it's probably not just, Joe Random sending $100 to another Joe Random. I
don't think Mr. Random sent $428 million from October to March?
Yeah. So my point here is that it's all of it. I think it might be P2P, but they're sending big chunks of money, I suspect. And I mean, a CBDC gives the Russian government control over that, which I think governments still want. Whether they can get money in or out, they love the nanny state, power grab of a CBDC. So, and I mean, America's doing the same damn thing, it seems like, or at least trying. There's a lot of people a lot of governments trying to do the CBDC thing for that reason. So I wouldn't say stop.
Well, Binance says that they weren't doing it, but Binance Angels, which are like Binance volunteer spokespeople, said that there's no cap to Russian, like no transaction limit to Russian users. So I don't know what they're doing.
That was probably a mistake in saying that publicly too.
Yeah. I guess manage your angels, Charlie. Like, I don't know.
Well, and I mean, it's not like regulators globally aren't paying attention. Like the SEC, Gensler came out and said, there's a lot of extensive violations and deception here. And so, I mean, I don't know. I don't understand the logic or the strategy. I'm completely puzzled by what the hell they're trying to do here, other than poking every bear globally possible. It's kind of strange, but I don't know.
On the other side, Binance is partnering with MoonPay.
Yeah, and so this is good. I mean, MoonPay obviously is a quite reputable on and off ramp and processor, and they do a lot of regulated services and so on. A good friend of ours that used to be in the advertising business, let's say, moved over and became an executive at MoonPay, and they're doing some really cool stuff. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this. I'm not sure how Binance US plans to stay relect in
the fun around this is that they have to use MoonPay because they can't use an American bank.
That's the thing, right? Like they can't use an American bank, but MoonPay is still a regulated entity in many ways. So I'm not sure how long this will last for. I think obviously MoonPay is a very reputable group, so they probably wouldn't have entered into this engagement unless they really felt that there was some legal protection there. But I don't know. We'll have to see. This one to me is a little bit puzzling. Also, why MoonPay elected to, leave a perfectly fine boat and jump on a sinking one potentially. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Maybe they just sent some survivors into like a life raft with Binance. I don't know. Seems weird.
Maybe.
That's our bad international news today. Binance, who knows what they're doing? Brooks Nance. Okay, you already said that you have not joined Friend.Tech. Why haven't you joined Friend.Tech? What do you think about Friend.Tech? Did it blow up your crypto Twitter feed? What's going on?
It didn't really blow up. Oh, puppy, he wants to say hi. Yeah, it didn't really blow up my Twitter feed, to be honest. I'm generally pretty leery of these new ecosystem, random new projects launching so early with no one really that I know of had heard about Friend.Tech before Base was live. And then all of a sudden, boom, Friend.Tech's live, and it's going bananas. It's kind of like the meme coins that originally launched on Base. You see this on a lot of L2s. No one's really figured out the Web3 social thing yet. I think, I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, there's a lot of hype, especially the way that they do like liquidity mining and all this other nonsense early on in these types of apps. They're talking about airdrops, and they're talking about, bringing friends and all of this other nonsense and all these other ways. So there's probably a few people that'll get.
Have you seen how it works?
Like
genuinely, have you looked at how it works? Oh man, this is like reputation power, but just financially. So the idea is that it's like kind of like Telegram. So you have chats and you have a feed that you could update, kind of like the WhatsApp feed that you can update. But to participate in someone else's feed or chats, you have to buy shares of that person. So everyone is tokenized, and so you can literally like wrap your friend token and then trade it for other friend tokens. But you can also like invite other people via your friend token. It seems a little bit bonko.
So it's almost exactly the same. 3 or 4 years ago, there was BitClout, and that was almost exactly the same, and it died a miserable death. And to me, this, at least on the surface, I haven't looked at it, but it sounds quite similar to that. If I had to make a bet on who would maybe have a chance at figuring out Web3 crypto, Lens is probably my strong bet. Full transparency,
Lens, yeah.
I have nothing invested in Lens. I have a Lens account. That's about as far as I went. Early on, I secured my name, and that was about it. But yeah, it'll be interesting. This maybe I'll be proven wrong here, but to me, this seems opportunistic.
Okay, so it does seem opportunistic, especially since they also ran Cassetto, they being the team behind Friend.Tech, and Cassetto arguably rugged. So that's not great. And then they also, I can't find the exact quote at this second, but they also said that they weren't expecting it to blow up this big, and they're doing their best to keep up, but they're not sure how they're going to keep doing it.
Yeah, and somehow Paradigm's involved in this too, the VC firm, and Paradigm's a huge firm. So there was a lot of, this isn't with respect to Paradigm, so I'm speaking in generalities now, but there was a lot of kind of criticism, I think, during the last bull market of VC-led cash grabs,
right.
Especially in the NFT space and so on. And again, not speaking to any particular VCs, but there were some fairly large tier one VCs that were, there's speculation of them being implicated in these types of activities. This to me seems strange. Like Paradigm finances a team that either blatantly rugged or soft rugged. No one's heard of it. This platform, it's very strange to me. I would love to hear Paradigm's position on this and why they're so invested. I'm not sure, but we'll see. I mean, I like to see new types of technologies being tried. BitClout failed for a whole host of reasons. So doing exactly what they did essentially seems strange to me. But
they had a couple wins though. I mean, they have over 101,000 users this week, and they've made over $25 million just from fees and what have you. So I mean,
which is insane. Like it really is insane. They made $25 million. Like it's kind of crazy, but
let's see. On the topic of wins, Solana has actually overturned Polygon in size of their NFT market,
which is interesting because the Solana NFT market really struggled for a while. When the bear first started. So I think they've pivoted. They pretty much lost their DeFi ecosystem, among other things. And I think they've started focusing a hell of a lot more on NFTs and gaming. So,
it seems to be working. They launched a new NFT collection called Orangutans, the Heist Orangutans. I mean, it's a little bit Bored Apes, but people are stoked about it. So...
Yeah, I mean, there's still a fairly vibrant community there. Polygon had bought a lot of their NFT momentum. Like they had, struck deals with a lot of these large institutions that were launching NFT projects on Polygon. So that was inevitable that they were buying it as opposed to building so people wanted to come. And I think, to Solana's credit, amidst all the things that I'm critical of, I think they really focused on nurturing that kind of community and the marketing aspect and the evangelism around their NFT space. So I think it's I think it makes sense. It's deserved in many ways for Solana because I believe they're doing the right thing to attract this type of attention. So it's very good. This is very positive news. Not super degen, but I like it.
It's a little bit degen. They lost their DeFi market and they had to be scrappy and find something else. Who hasn't been scrappy is ZetaChain, or the 8 other companies that got a lot of funding this week. So kind of our last topic on wins is funding. ZetaChain raised 27 million. Linera raised 6 million in its seed round, bringing their total to 12 million. BitGo is in their Series C round, and they raised 100 million. ZTX closed a $13 million seed round. I don't know. It seems like there's money coming back in.
Yeah, money is starting to flow a little bit in the space. I mean, a lot of VCs are kind of out for the summer a little bit, and so now we're starting to see that activity ramp up a little bit, which is exciting. Of course, we're raising for a couple of different things also at the moment, so it's nice to see that the tides have turned slightly, in my opinion. ZetaChain, I don't understand the angle there. They raised 27 million at a pretty high valuation. But I mean, the guys at Jane Street and blockchain.com are no slouches. Peter Smith is a really smart dude at blockchain.com, and I'm sure was involved in that type of investment. So I'd be interested to see what the angle was. BitGo, I mean, BitGo is an easy one. Like custody is going to become a very precious resource soon in the space, and BitGo is one of the leaders in terms of how much volume they actually handle. So I think this is pretty good. They make a lot of money. They've got a really experienced team. They've been around the space for forever. So that one makes sense to me. I just the ZetaChain one and then the Linera. I don't understand why they're getting support. Linera, I mean, the micro chains, like that's not really super new. Cosmos, Avalanche, others have done that. But I mean, that one is at a fairly low val. So,
I think this is why it's interesting though, is there seems to be just like a smattering of projects that are getting funding, and maybe that's good news for the ecosystem. Or
a lot of it, I think, is still at the bottom of the stack. If we want to say that, like it's a lot of like infrastructure, a lot of L1s, a lot of like big companies that are going out for subsequent funding at the moment. What'll be more interesting is when we see a flurry of activity, I think, for smaller protocol level projects higher up the stack, like middleware, and when you start to see like applications and protocols and so on getting funded, that'll be a pretty good leading indicator that I think the space is about to pick up again. We'll have to see.
Or you can just keep watching meme coins and know that they're not doing so hot, so it must still be a bear.
Well, it's not necessarily that they're not doing so hot. It's just meme coins have always kind of been a bit of an indicator, at least in my opinion. Like the meme coins, once people have made money on some of the majors, then the meme coins go crazy. And when there's some fear in the markets, the first to dump are the meme coins, because they really have no value. It's all speculation. So most of them, that's why they're called a meme coin. They have no actual utility.
Who
knew?
They don't make people laugh. That's utility. Maybe. Bringing joy to the masses is utility, JD.
It's only joy when the number go up. When the number go down, it's despair. So, but this makes sense to me. I mean, they're pretty high volatility. Their max drawdown is substantial, even if they're big market caps. Again, because it's all momentum waves, right? So when everybody believes that momentum's going into meme coins, everybody apes in, and then once everybody feels that the winds have changed slightly, there's some sort of negative sentiment, which we saw in the last week. Crypto markets took a beating in the wake of those Chinese real estate issues and inflation concerns potentially in America. And as of last night, I started hearing way too much chatter about COVID again. There's some post-secondaries that are looking at mask mandates. California, all of the studios in LA have temperature checks.
All right. That's not a meme. That's not
mandatory testing. No, this is important though, because that's the type of thing that highlights how volatile some of these are. Everybody gets concerned about what might happen if the government loses their mind again, and the meme coins are the first to go. So they're great if you can get in early enough. If you can get in at the beginning of the wave, you can make money. I never do. I'm the idiot that buys at the end of the wave all the time and watches it go down. So I just don't buy.
All right, that's all of our good news. Well,
that's all I got.
Kind of good news. Now we've got hacks. You want to talk about hacks?
Oh, nothing makes me more excited than talking about hacks. Yeah.
Harbor, which is on Cosmos, had an exploit They haven't actually disclosed how much they've lost, but it doesn't look good. So
yeah, I haven't.
Adam, sorry.
I haven't been able to get any information on that either, to be honest. But like, I haven't figured out exactly how much was.
No, they haven't said very much of anything.
Yeah, it's a stablecoin platform, Harbor. But I couldn't find much information on this one. I think obviously it's fairly sizable market cap. So we'll have to see. There must have been a decent amount of TVL there. I'm just not sure about how serious it was, or even what caused it, which is kind of strange. So if you're in Cosmos and you're either a user or a protocol operator, make sure you don't have any contagion risk from this, because I'm not sure that enough information is out for people to feel confident yet. So,
and let us know what you need, what people need to know about it. We can tell them.
Yeah, if you know anything about it, let us know. Yeah, let us know so we can tell everybody.
Quiet.
Yeah,
the other hack was exactly, which is on Optimism. So this is a lend protocol, and they lost almost 7.3 million in ETH, which is just over 4,000 ETH.
Yeah, so this was the Harbor thing was the stable mint and vaults. But again, I don't really understand entirely exactly what happened there. This exactly one looks like it's just a contract that had an exploitable string of code. Like, it's we talk about this all the time. It's impossible to guarantee that. There's a lot of unknown unknowns still in the space. It's novel technology, so you have to take this with a grain of salt. But audits are important. You want to see public audits. You want to see the audit reports. Make sure you're doing your research before you get into these projects. It's not foolproof. And I don't know specifically I didn't look today, if they had public audits, so on and so forth. But often these hacks happen when there's no reputable audits, and it's a lot of open source code that was used without a deep understanding of how the code works. So it's hard to even. It's probably unconscious incompetence is my point. They don't understand the risk vector. They don't think it's there. And that happens a lot. I mean, it happens to all of us. We all have unconscious incompetence of certain things. So anyways, my conclusion to this one is it really sucks. 7.2 million. Again, we talk about hacks all the time. It's really unfortunate, but it highlights the need to DYOR. And on Degen Day, we like to remind everybody that it is important. You're still responsible for your decisions. And in the absence of much greater regulation, a lot of random shit happens with very little accountability. So be careful. That's my parting thoughts for today. Quick reminder to everybody: we're a live show Monday to Friday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern. So if you enjoy getting a quick dose of news and feel like you're up to date on the market happenings in the space, then check us out. Like, share, subscribe, set reminders, do all that stuff. And with that, today I say to you, Kiara, go FUD yourself.
Go FUD yourself.